guys, T2RX6 here, back for another build, the Ecto-1, and this is probably the most substantial of this month. This is stage issue 20, and if you're just joining me for some reason, I say stage issue because there's issues of the magazine, and the magazine refers to it as stages, but Eaglemoss themselves refers to it as issues, so it's all very, very confusing. Anyway, we are going to be putting together the middle chassis of the Ecto-1 here. I think we're going to start seeing the true size of this car, which is going to start making us have to consider how we're going to film this. So let me get these out and we'll do our roll calls. Alright guys, so we got our big honking piece of metal here, our two extra little pieces here. Roll call CM, EM, IM, LM, and we're going to start by taking these and fastening them together. It was a little confusing because it does look like these should fit in here and they actually do line up perfect, but you want this one and this one to kind of mate here, and then we're just going to secure it with the CM screws. So let's get screwing. Alright, with that guy in place, we are most definitely going to get to a point that we are going to have to figure out what we're going to do about space here. Alright, so once we have this done, we're going to take this little piece here, we're going to take that one, plug it into this hole here, and it's going to line up the hole right here for us to put an EM screw in. So let's get that in. And with that in place, we're going to take the other one here, and it just kind of sits right in this hole like this. And again, another EM to get it in place. So we're actually going to take this EM screw and we're going to start it in this hole a little. And then we're going to take this and slide it in place. So from here, we're going to have to figure out how to film this thing because it's about to get huge. That's right, we're bringing the front end of the chassis here, and it looks like it should be up like this. And we're going to put LMs here, and then it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's get them in. Alright, so slight tweak before we end up securing these. It's actually IMs down here, not LMs. So with that done, we're carefully going to turn this guy over and rest it on the engine. And then we're going to take EMs and we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, we're going to take our two oil pipes. We got 20B and 20C. 20B is the longer one, so we'll just make sure we remember that. And we're going to be routing some of the oil pipes pretty much underneath the chassis and on back. I don't really like doing these pipes, so I don't think we need too much commentary on it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. So 20B is going to go at the very back here, this top piece. So I've gone ahead and already applied the shock oil, and hopefully I can get that in place on camera. But given there's a camera in front of my face, it's getting much harder to kind of see the little plugins while also trying to film it for you guys. Alright, so that was a big pain, but we've got it in position now. Sorry I had to do it off camera, it just wasn't going to cooperate. And we're supposed to take this back, and it goes through here, which hopefully you guys can see that. And I don't really love having this thing upside down because it is so big and weighty. I just don't want to break anything in the process. But then it comes through here, and then our little oil hose cover that we installed last week right down here. We got to get the line through that just like so. Whoop. Here we go. And then we can feed this through here, and we'll pull this a little more tight here. Then it comes around the transmission here, and it's going to plug in. Well, they tell us to flip it over when we're looking at it again, so that's what we're gonna do. And so that is this guy right down here. Right here. Let's get that in, and we're gonna use all our tricks in the book to make sure we make our life easier. Stretch that out a little. And it wants it on the second one right in there. So hopefully we can kind of orient this guy where you can see it on camera. There we go. I think that's the best we're gonna get. And let's just see what we can do here. And again, I do feel like our hose is just too long, so if I can get it on here, you know, I probably come back and trim that up later. So there we go. We got that on there. Let's go back and look on this side. Yeah, you see how long that hose is. So yeah, that is a very long hose. I flipped it over again, and you can see just how much excess we have. I don't really know why they wanted us to flip it over and we couldn't just plug it in like this to begin with, but we definitely have too much hose going all the way back, so I do think we're going to end up cutting a little bit of this off on this end just to kind of clean it up, but we'll do that later. So our second hose is pretty much going to do the same thing, but we're going to come off of this mount right here. So let's go ahead. You know, shout out to Lotus Stark on this one. I'm definitely feeling like I should be wearing the gloves because I get a little oil, but I don't know if it's really going to help. But you can see on a couple spots where just probably the silicone shock oil I've got here probably touched my hand a little and left some marks, but whatever, it's just going to make it look like a more authentic car when it's done, right? So let me get this on. So now that we have this, we're going to take it, route it right back through all this again. Underneath here. Oops. There we go. And then again through our little oil pipe holder, pass it through, kind of pull it more tight, and then this guy and this one actually looks like it's not so bad, but this is going to come through this part of the frame here. like that, and then once again to that front connector piece all the way up here. And since it's a smaller tube, this one looks like it's cut more appropriately. And there we go. That is the end of this issue. Yeah. Getting there. Definitely showing how big this thing's going to end up being. So, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I'm going to cut some of this pipe and make it a little bit more manageable. And I'll see you next time.